Hi, Arron Chambers here. Welcome to day 13 of the Next Steps Ministers Training on Marriage and Family. You'd think I know it by now, but I still have to read it to make sure I say it right. All right, I am a pastor. I'm a life coach, a marriage coach. I am also the director of marriage and family for the Christian Church Leadership Network. Why my brain's not working today? It's been a long couple of weeks. All right, so hey, give me 30 minutes today, and I'll give you back a more extraordinary marriage. Today, day 13, just a few days left. Day 13, I want to talk to you about mirrors and windows. I found from working with over 2,000 couples that we often have between us either a mirror or a window. When we're having conflict, sometimes it's a mirror. Sometimes when we are interacting with our spouse, we are triggered because we are looking at a mirror, and in our interaction with our spouse, we're seeing things in ourselves we don't like, and it triggers us, and we may react in a way that just doesn't make sense to us, doesn't make sense to them. We may get overly angry, overly upset, and often it's because we're looking at a mirror. We're seeing something in the other person, our spouse, that we recognize in ourselves, and we don't like it, so we lash out at it. But here's another thing. Often in interacting with our spouse or other people, we look at them through a mirror upon which we've written something to prejudge them, to label them. Maybe your spouse reminds you of somebody you don't like. And when you talk to your spouse, you look at them through a mirror, and on that mirror you have written, "She does not like me. She is annoying. She's trying to tear me down. She is just like," and then you insert the name of the person that you don't like. And you're seeing your spouse through that paradigm, through that prism. I want to encourage you to do something. I want you to evaluate, as you evaluate today over the next 30 minutes, I want you to evaluate, put two boxes on your paper, and one says mirror and one is labeled window. And I want you to check the one you struggle with the most. And I want you to do the same thing with your spouse. I want to have your spouse have two boxes for them, one that says mirror, one that says windows. And I want your spouse to check which one he or she feels like you use when you're interacting with them. Because we do that. We forget that there are things impacting positively or negatively our conversations. And so as you're interacting with your spouse, if you see them through a window, what would happen if instead of seeing your spouse through a window and upon which you've written, "She does not respect me"? What if instead you wrote metaphorically on that window, "She's afraid of being rejected. Her father never gave her approval, so she's longing for my approval"? That would make you more sympathetic to your spouse as she's talking to you. Now, if there's a mirror there, and you've written on there, "I love my wife. I am good enough. She loves me. She's my best friend and my biggest supporter." Then if you look at your if you're having a conversation with your spouse and you see that on the mirror instead of "She's trying to tear me down, she thinks I'm just like my dad, I am just like my dad," whatever, then you'll have more productive conversations and conflict. Okay, so we've already talked about how you're going to evaluate today this session. In the next 30 minutes, I also want you to take these next steps. I want you to do something, and this is maybe sound kind of weird, but I want you to get either a dry erase marker or with a mirror, a bar of soap works. And on your mirror, I want you to write one positive thing about yourself. Okay? On your spouse's mirror, I want you to write one positive thing about them. And then I want you to find a window that you look through a lot, and I want you to write one positive thing about your spouse. And then I want you to find a mirror that your spouse looks through, and I want you to write one positive thing about them. What I want you to do is basically to embrace this analogy in real life. And if there's something negative that you're seeing in yourself, I want you to replace it with something positive. And if there's something negative you're seeing in your spouse on her window, I want you to replace it with something positive. Now, you can write on windows very easily with dry erase markers. I do it all the time in my office. And you can write on mirrors very easily with a bar of soap. What we're trying to do is we're trying to replace the negative things we see in ourselves and the negative things we see in our spouse with positive things. All right? Hope this is helpful. God bless, and remember who you are.